Hello guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. Rimuru's journey for his beloved, Arifureta, from commonplace to world's strongest, by Sakura Arashi. Chapter 11, Explanation and New Partner. So in conclusion, 300 years old? Hajime said. After defeating the scorpion, Hajime brought back the materials and meat from the scorpion and Cyclops back to his base. In truth, they could have used the room where Yu was sealed, but Yu adamantly refused. Well, it should have been expected. I mean, you wouldn't want to stay at the place you were sealed in for so long, right? Right now they're located at his base, resupplying. While there, Yu had told Hajime all her backstory. Hajime's rude, Yu said as she watched Hajime with reproachful eyes full of criticism. The talk of age seems to be a taboo for any woman in any world. Yu was the princess of the vampire race. She was sealed when she was 20 years old. This would make her a little over 300 years old. Do all vampires live that long? No, I am special. My regeneration prevents me from aging. Apparently at the age of 12 her powers woke up, and because of this her body stopped developing. Vampires usually live for about 200 years, while humans lived on average for about 70 years and demons live for about 120 years. They also talked about Yu's power, and according to her, she seemed to have an aptitude to all the attributes. But she was weak in close combat, so all she could do is run while shooting a barrage of magic spells. Still, with her magic power, it really wasn't that big of a problem. She was able to use magic without any incantation, but she mentioned the names from habit. Also, she isn't exactly immortal. If her magic remained, she would not die unless they could disintegrate her into dust in an instant. What's more was any wound inflicted upon her while her magic is depleted wouldn't heal. Her magic had been drained after all those years of being sealed. Yu would have died if the scorpion had hit her. Well, anyways, more importantly, do you know any exit routes to this place? I don't know, but it was said that one of the liberators was the one who created this dungeon to destroy the world. She was watching him work, and when he stopped she looked up at him. He nodded to her to continue with her story. Long ago there was an age called the Age of Gods. It was said that these liberators used to be the followers of God before they turned on him and challenged God. Yu continued her story, and as she explains it, there were originally 8 liberators that tried to destroy the world. After they had failed, they fled to the ends of the world, and there they built great dungeons. It is said that in the deepest part of the abyss was where one of the traitor lived. I see. If that were the case, then surely there's a way out at the bottom of the dungeon. Hajime loosened his cheeks when the possibility was present. He returned his eyes back to his hand and continued his work. Yu's eyes returned to his hand too, and stared. You keep on staring at what I am doing. Is it really that interesting? Yu just nodded at that question. The image of her wearing that oversized coat and having her small hands hold her knees was charming. Her unbelievably well-featured appearance combined with her cuddle ability made her really cute. She's 300 years old, as expected of another world. Lowly, Hajime thought. Even if his personality had changed, he still had his otaku knowledge. As he unintentionally thought that unpleasant thought, Yu reacted to it. Hajime, you just thought of something strange, didn't you? Huh? Nope, nothing. Pretending ignorance was too late. He started to sweat because of her sharp woman intuition. He tried to deceive her by working quietly. Yu left that when she wanted to ask a question. So Hajime, what are you doing here? Yu's question was natural, and she wanted to ask more like, why can he manipulate magic directly? Why can he use magic that are like special magic? How can he eat demon flesh and be okay? What happened to his left arm? Is he human? What weapon is he using? Hajime answered her bit by bit. Hajime started with when his class was summoned to this world. How he was called incompetent by everyone. Next was his battle with the behemoth and the betrayal of his classmate that caused him to fall into this abyss. Eating various types and amounts of demons. The desire to fight the bear. What the potion could do. He talked about how he developed the weapons by basing them on weapons he seen at his homeworld. Out of nowhere, sniffle could suddenly be heard from her. When he looked at her, she was weeping. Startled, Hajime instinctively reached out and wiped off her tears. Are you okay? What happened? Hajime asked, concerned. Yu was probably someone Hajime wanted to be sweet on. Sniff. It's just that Hajime's story is sad like mine. Apparently, she was crying for Hajime. He started to stroke her head with a bitter smile after he got over his shock. Forgot about it. I don't care about my classmates anymore. Rather, I want to focus my energy on finding a way home with my brother. While a snort sounded, Yu, who looked like a pleased cat at the caressing Hajime was doing, she reacted to his words of returning home and his brother. Going home? Brother? Yeah, to my original world. I Migjit have changed a lot, but I'd still like to return home. And of course my brother, he had always been the one to help me, and of course his family. I see. Yu looked down with a sunken expression, then muttered to herself. I don't have a place to return. Yu was looking for a new place to belong, is what he felt. That was the reason she wanted a new name. If Hajime left this world, Yu would be alone again. Well, if that's so, why don't you come with me? Huh? Yu opened her eyes wide in surprise. Soon tears started falling out of Yu's red eyes. Really? Yu said while tears in her eyes could be seen. Yeah, a world with only average humans, though it would be tight without a family registration, also with my state. I am sure I'll work out. Yu hearing this, a smile bloomed on her face. Hajime was mesmerized. When he noticed himself, he panicked and shook his head. Hajime, embarrassed, just kept on working on his new weapon. Yu took great interest in his work. The amount of distance between them shortened. Hajime persuaded himself to not mind it. So, what are you making? This was the weapon Hajime started to develop as his new trump card, since Donner was lacking in necessary power. This is an antimatter rifle. You saw my gun, right? This is a more powerful version. The bullet is specially made. Hajime needed a way to increase the firepower of his weapons. Electromagnetic acceleration and combustion charge was the limit for Donner, and not much could be done about the design of Donner. The answer to his goals are naturally to increase the size of the gun. The new gun was called Schlagen. It was built using the materials from the scorpions. When Hajime checked the materials coming from the scorpion, it said this: Star Ore High Magic Affinity. A special ore where its hardness is increased by the amount of magic power used. The bullet that was made out of Tauru ore was coated with Stahl ore. It could be called a full metal jacket ammo type. Hajime talked with Yu while he carefully worked, then Schlagen was finished. The gun had a very powerful and brutal form. He was satisfied with himself and the gun. After he finished the gun, he noticed that he was hungry now. They decided to have grilled scorpion and cyclops meat for a meal. Yu, food's ready. I don't know if you'll like it, but it's better than nothing. Demon meat had become the daily meal. Hajime invited Yu to eat with him, but was wondering if it was all right for her to eat it. Yu shook her head and said, I don't need to eat. Well, you have been sealed for 300 years without eating and lived, don't you feel hungry? Okay, I am not hungry. Fine. Did you eat something? Hajime looked at her belly with a questioning gaze. Yu pointed to Hajime. Hajime's blood. All right, so does vampires only eat blood? We can also eat, but drinking blood is more effective. She had sucked Hajime blood earlier and was satisfied. When he was convinced with the answer, he looked at Yu. For some reason, Yu was licking her lips. Why, Yu? Why are you licking your lips? Hajime is delicious. Delicious, you say? I thought that I would taste bad considering I've eaten so much demon flesh. Hajime wanted to stop her bewitching lip licking. He realized Yu was older. However, that did not calm him when he saw that childish figure displaying such an immoral act, such a supreme combination. T-I-M-E-to-E-A-T-P, please excuse me. His partner might be a little dangerous in many ways. Hajime broke out a cold sweat as she removes her clothes and tackles him down. Hajime's stats: name, Nagumo Hajime. Age, 17 years old. Gender, male. Level, 51. Class, transmutation artist, synergist. Strength, 980. Vitality, 1090. Resistance, 970. Agility, 1260. Magic, 980. Magic resistance, 980. Hollow diamond, 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 hollow diamond. Tisk. K. Koari? Did you just click your tongue? Thieving cat. Kaori? Huh? I am alright. I thought I felt someone threatening my position. position as Hajime's first wife. She muttered the last part quietly, but Shizuku was still able to hear it. Ayal? Her woman's intuition is scary, Shizuku thought.